Hello and welcome to Tech Circle. You're listening to a new edition of Capital Call podcast series where we speak with venture capital investors on how the startup ecosystem looks affected from COVID-19 and how the challenges are being addressed. Today we have Bhaskar Majumdar, founder and managing partner at Unicorn India Ventures. The Mumbai-based venture capital firm raised $12 million in March this year for the first close of its second India-focused equity fund of 400 crore rupees, which they had announced last year in July. Thank you so much, Bhaskar, for speaking with us. So, Bhaskar, unlike most downturns that the venture capital market has seen already, this one doesn't seem a cyclical one, and we don't really know when this will end. So, in this scenario, how are you guys managing risk?
So, there are two aspects to it. One is, if you take the immediate short term. So, in the short term, obviously, every company, irrespective of the type of business it is, every company is going to face cash flow issues. And so, from our perspective, what we have done within our portfolio is obviously worked around the portfolio very aggressively to ensure that wherever there was possible to take cost rationalizations, they have done the cost rationalization part. And again, got them to be focused on the straight and narrow in the sense that not looking at any new innovations, any new product launches, any new diversifications, but just to focus on the core of what we're doing, just stick to the knittings, so to say. And reduce the cost spend, and obviously because that is within their control, the revenue side is not within their control, and to increase the run rate. So in our case, we have worked aggressively to increase the run rate to about 18 months or so, and I think our entire portfolio, except possibly one company, we've been able to do so. So that is on the short term what we are doing. But having said that, even during this time, at least in 4 or 5 of our portfolios, we are seeing an uptick, and at least 2 of them have had the best months in March and April. At 3 of them actually, and this is right because of obviously some businesses will do well, and this whole working from home has given rise to different types of challenges. And one of our companies, which is in the cybersecurity area, I mean, they're doing very well because suddenly today enterprises have to devise cybersecurity systems to ensure they are working from home. Similarly, another business we've got in the digital market research, digital perception management, that is doing very well because suddenly there's no way you can have focus groups or get customer feedback the traditional way. So I think from our perspective, while the short term, and at the short term I mean about 3 to 6 months maximum, there will be pain, but even in the medium term, I think most of the businesses that we have invested, because what we invest is basically more in businesses that digitize processes, I think most of those businesses will tend to do better. So as they say, the post-COVID world will be the biggest inflection point for digitization and digital transformation.
Also, Bhaskar, how has the day-to-day operations been like for Unicorn? Like, how are you guys engaging with the portfolio and keeping track of the MIS or troubleshooting whenever required?
As far as we are concerned, we are still very aggressively engaging with all our portfolio companies. If you take the first couple of weeks aside, when everyone was in a state of shell shock, and then they realized that this is the new normal, I think the engagement levels with the portfolios has been as much. And in fact, with some of the portfolios, we have gone a bit more granular as we have tried to work with them to see how to reduce their burn and how to, refocus the business into the core areas. So I don't think operationally this is a matter to an extent with our interaction with the portfolios. Within the portfolios, the way they have gone about it is obviously all of them have moved to work from home. Some of them have been able to do it more successfully than the others. In some, maybe in about 1 or 2 of our portfolios, where the final delivery is at the customer location, those obviously have been impacted. And so what those companies are doing is, rather than looking at the service delivery model, They are primarily looking at how to enhance the product, and some of the future work that they would have done, they have sort of brought it forward. One of our companies in one sector which is badly impacted is digital lending because of the microfinance issues. Nobody is sure whether when the loan repayments will take place. Government has made, saying that for a quarter you can, you don't have to give any repayment of the loan. So that is one company which has been impacted. But even they have, fantastically morphed their business into one or two other areas, and they are working aggressively on certain other new product launches. So I think overall, per se, most of the companies have not been hit, and those who are after the first fortnight or so have started to get back into working mode.
Bhaskar, talking about the companies which are hit or impacted, is it too early to identify and the weak links in those companies and say that they may not have enough cash runway to power through, next say 6 to 8 months because we can definitely say it's a sort of depressed funding environment.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is a depressed funding environment. Having said that, just quickly on the funding, I think funding is taking place. Even we are looking at funding from a second fund, which is for new businesses, new startups. Obviously, the funding criteria will become tougher. The challenges for getting funding will be more difficult from the entrepreneur's perspective. The bar will be higher. But having said that, none of our portfolios are in a situation of cash runway, primarily because we are mostly in B2B and in digital platforms where there is constant revenues. The businesses that will be impacted, according to me, are the businesses within the whole B2C realm, businesses that basically need constant equity funding for customer acquisition and for growth. That side of the industry, I think, will be very strongly impacted. And within that, my personal take is there will be a lot of M&A activities happening within the next quarter or two. And these M&A activities will be driven primarily from the supply side because they get to a common demand. And the supply side, they might be providing different types of service offerings. So there will be a lot of M&A activities in the B2C space. In the B2B realm, which is where we operate, I think well-run companies will not run out of cash.
And what sort of runway do you yourself have right now in terms of cash? How do you plan to pace the deployment of it in terms of, say, inside rounds and new deals?
So this is a very interesting position where Unicorn is because we were very lucky to have been able to announce the first close in between COVID, first close of a second fund in between COVID.
Right.
So that was at 90 crore first close of a 400 crore fund. So we are actively deploying capital into newer businesses. We have announced one, and I think within the next 45 days, we'll announce 3 more from the second fund. From the first fund, I think we have more or less deployed the entire capital. We have certain allocations left for the portfolio companies, which were earmarked even from before COVID. And that obviously we will carry on. And I think almost all the companies except one is fine. And that company, unfortunately, was one of those severely impacted by COVID. They had a term sheet from an international investor who withdrew it on the back of COVID coming in. So we are working on that company, with that company, to see what best to do. So other than one company, I don't think we are under pressure from that perspective.
Okay, I'm not sure if you'll tell me the name, but which sector is it? The impacted company?
Well, one was a company in the digital loans area. But okay, they are very well funded. They are very well funded. They managed to raise the money, substantial money just before the COVID closed. The other company is in the area of digital media.
Yeah, obviously there's silver lining for some sectors, but some of them are badly impacted too. Yes. So we are seeing a lot of inside rounds also happening, Bhaskar, bridge rounds also taking place. So that's sort of encouraging for existing portfolios. But However, valuations could take a knock in these rounds. I mean, how are companies coping with these conditions?
I think valuations are bound to take a knock, because more often than not, valuations are also a function of the larger environment rather than just the performance of the companies. And therefore, I think today it's not a question. Most of the companies, it's a question of survival and batting through these bad times, if you will. And then the valuations will all come back into frame. So a lot of I haven't heard very many down rounds happening, but discount rounds to basically bridge rounds have started to happen a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's too early for down rounds to happen because even they understand that it has nothing to do with a particular company. It is just unprecedented circumstances which is leading these guys to be where they are.
With the most people we are hearing that in the current environment, the funding of mostly the follow-on rounds are getting extended. So that's what I wanted to
Definitely.
That is also.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, the follow-on rounds will get extended. Much larger due diligence will start to happen, and people will, even if it's existing portfolios, people will start to ask questions onto the path of profitability. So those are some of the things which are bound to happen. And yes, valuations won't be at the exalted levels that it was before.
What kind of conversations are the investors having with each other in terms of structuring these follow-on rounds?
It's starting to happen. Obviously, investors are talking to each other to see how best, at least which of the structuring will take place to see the companies survive. My gut feel is it will be an investor-led consolidation within the B2C space. That will happen. I mean, there are, without naming names, we know a number of such conversations are taking place. To 3 similar companies, all in home delivery, some giving groceries, some giving food delivery, but the demand side is exactly the same and the supply side is complementary. So those type of aggregations will start to happen, and those will be the ones which will be led by the VCs. So obviously it's a very interesting 6 months to watch out what will happen. But emerging out of this, there will be clear winners as well, both from sector and perspective.
What sort of sectors you are looking at if we're talking about winners?
We are very bullish on some sectors. We are bullish on telehealth, telemedicine, where we from the first fund already have an investment, but we are looking to put in more. We are looking at companies in digital platforms. So, basically companies which are digitizing various industries, various processes. We see a lot more. The second phase of eKYC type of companies starting to come. The first phase was just making KYC linked to Aadhaar, but the second phase of eKYC will come where you will be able to have, fully contracts, legal, totally digitally. So broadly, I'm calling them eKYC type of companies will come. Then the other areas which we had avoided till now, but now we are looking at is blockchain companies, because earlier it was still a talk and you were not getting the traction, but my view is this would be an area which would now get the necessary impetus. Then we are close to announcing a deal within the esports area. I think esports, e-gaming will be a big area, especially with audiences not being there in the IPLs and all of that for a substantially long time. So that will be an area. So these are some of the areas, and to be fair, a lot of them were very core to our investment thesis any which way, because we stayed away from normal consumer internet as a fund.